We began practice on August the 15th. We began with about 140 players. Today, in the middle, after a week of practice, we're down to about 135 players. We've had some players that have left the team. But the players that are out there now, they're doing real well. We've been able to get a couple of days in pads. We've been able to install most of our offense. We've been able to install most of our defense. We're getting set to go into the second phase of our camp, where we will start to do some more scrimmaging. So right now, I think that things are going well. We don't have any serious injuries. We have some new players, some freshmen that are making strong impressions. And I would say that if you were to categorize what some of my impressions are so far, is that I think we're a faster team than we were last year. I made a statement a number of times last year that our team speed has picked up from 2007. I think we're faster in 2009 than we were in 2008. Some of our younger players who did well for us last year, they seem to be continuing where they left off last year in terms of development, in terms of learning the offense and learning the defense. So overall, it's been a good camp so far, and I'm looking forward to going up to Hiram just to see how we do against some outside competition. We brought in about 60 new players in our freshman class. There's a couple of young men that have stood out so far and made positive impressions on defense. David Ribeiro, who came to us from Florida. David is actually the cousin of our quarterback, Kevin Corona. David has had a great camp so far, and he's pushing hard for significant playing time on our defense. Avery Crenshaw from out in Uniontown has made a nice impression on us at cornerback. Also on defense, Walter Savage has made a nice impression, and he's looked good in the defensive secondary. On the offensive side of the ball, Mark Tomlin came in, and Mark started out at quarterback, and we've moved him to wide receiver. And Mark has the capabilities of being a big-time wide receiver here in this league. Jairus Marlowe came back from last year, and Jairus has got a slow start, but he's back in practicing now, and he looks as fast as he's ever been. We moved Sheldon Lochner from tight end to wide receiver. Sheldon has the speed, and he also takes some size out there to the wide receiver spot. And I'm counting on Sheldon to have a big year as a wide receiver. Quarterback position, shaping up. The guys that are doing most of the work with the first teams are the guys that worked there last year, Kevin Corona and Jacob Smith. They're getting most of the reps with the first team because they have the most experience, they understand the offense. And as sophomores, I think they'll be a little bit more comfortable with everything that we do. So they're getting most of the work there. The offensive line is stable in that we had most of the returning starters from last year. The only one we're missing is Matt Robinson, who graduated. So Kelly Nepshield will be starting for the third year at center, unless something happens to him. We expect him to be the starting center. Stephen Shore is back at tackle. Joe Mylan is back at guard. Shane Smith is back at tackle. Jake Gaybelt, who now is going into his third year, will be starting at the tight end. And Jake has put on a couple of pounds, and he looks a lot bigger than he did before. And he looks like a big tight end now. Well, our coaching staff is together again in terms of, we didn't have a lot of turnover. Rod Rutherford left our staff, go back to Pitt as a graduate assistant, and we hired Eric Thatcher. And Eric Thatcher is doing a great job coaching our secondary. Eric just started coaching with us. He finished his playing career at Pitt. And you get a chance to watch him in practice, you'll see why he was a 3-year starter at Pitt. He does a great job with our players, a lot of enthusiasm, and the guys are responding well to him. But the positive thing about being together as a staff is everybody knows the expectations, everybody understands the offense, the defense, and I think that'll help us to continue to work towards what we're calling our breakout year here. We have a scrimmage. We've had a scrimmage on Monday, an inter-squad scrimmage. We invited some referees to come in and officiate the scrimmage, so that gives us somewhat of a simulation of the game situation. And then from Monday through Friday, we'll be on campus, except Friday we're going to go to Hiram College to go out there and scrimmage against them. And that'll be good for us. They play a spread offense, and we see a lot of spread offense in this league, so that'll give us good practice to see how we do against that. After the Hiram scrimmage, we'll have our team pretty well picked in terms of who we're going to travel to McDaniel. Out of the 135 players we have right now, we'll only take about 60 players down to McDaniel to play. And so this scrimmage here coming up against Hiram is going to be big for us. Going into the McDaniel, we're expecting a team that has struggled a little bit lately. They used to be a very good team and were in the playoffs a lot of the years, but they've struggled a little bit lately. And our kids felt like that last year. It was our first ball game, and we felt like we could have competed against them. And they're looking forward, obviously, to going down and having that opportunity. They are the home of the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens go to practice on their campus. So it's two similar situations here, us with the Steelers and then with the Ravens. Nice facilities, nice atmosphere for Division III. And I don't know anything about them offensively or defensively yet. That'll come in a week or so. But I know, but playing them for them last year, they have a number of returners starting. And some of those guys were really pretty good. So we're looking forward to going down there. I expect to be more competitive this year, and I say that in a way that I expect to win games this year. Last year I felt like we competed, and we were in 8 out of the 10 games that we played. I don't think we competed well against W&J, and I don't think we competed well against Thomas More. I think the other games we were in, those other 8 games, and I'm telling our kids now, and I think our players now believe that they should win some of those games that they were in. No, we're not predicting numbers of wins, but I am predicting we'll be in most of the games that we play now, and we'll be, because we have the experience, we have the speed, and our expectations are to break out, we're calling it a Bearcat breakout, and to win our fair share of ball games this year.